This is Joe Wong, and I'm here with Karont3Lucifron. How are you doing?
Well, I'm fine. Well, I lost yesterday in the tournament, but I don't mind too much about it at the moment, so yeah, I'm fine.
Right, so you lost in the round of 12 to Sting, 2-3. Could you just recap those games for me?
Yeah. The first game, it was on Ohana. It was a really back and forth game, Marine Tank against Marine Tank. And in the end, I just managed to win the game because basically he didn't keep expanding as I did. So there was a point where he had no economy left and I just won the game. The next game was on Antigua Shipyard. I opened Marine Helium Medevac expand with fast gas. He went for some strategy that I hadn't seen before. He basically went Marine Helium Banshee. So when I scouted the Heliums, I scouted like 3 Heliums, so I thought that he wasn't playing Banshee, so I decided to move on the map while taking an expansion. But then one Banshee was in my main base and he took like 15 SCVs and the game was over at that point. Then third game was very similar to Hana. Marine Tank against Marine Tank, kind of a standard game, half an hour. I think I was, I was doing good. I felt I was ahead in the game, but I overextended myself a couple of times and in the end I lost it. But after the game and after the series, watching the replay, I really thought that that was the game that made me lose the series because I think I should have won that one, but it just happened. Then Whirlwind, I went like triple command and he went one base all in, but since it was crossed and so far away, I managed to hold and then the game was over. And then on Daybreak, again, it was Marine Medevac against Marine Medevac. I took my third earlier than he took his, and he pushed me. I should have held that push, but I forgot my Medevacs for the start of the fight. So I lost like 10 Marines that shouldn't have died that fast, and then I lost the orbital and the game was over. So yeah, that was pretty much it.
So, I mean, going into IEM, the group stages, the seeded players, there were no Terrans. So how kind of prepared were you for the Sting match? I mean, is TVT a good matchup for you?
I don't really like the early game. I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable with it yet. I think I have to work on that a lot. But then when the game gets longer and it's Marine Tank, or Bio against Mech or whatever, I kind of like the matchup and I'm not as bad on it as I am against Protoss, for instance, on late game. So yeah, I think I have to work my early game, but overall I like the matchup. About the specific practice for it, well, the week before this tournament I was on BWC where there weren't too many Terrans, so it's not that I didn't play a single TVT, but I didn't focus on the matchup as much as I focused on the other two. I don't think I lost because of that, but yeah, I didn't practice that much a lot.
So let's talk about the practice and sort of this trend of the brothers Duran, right? So obviously in a lot of major tournaments, WCS Europe and WCS the BWC, you faced your brother Vortex, and he's beat you, and I think he has a winning record against you. Can you just explain sort of your relationship with your brother and your practice schedule with him?
Well, the relationship is good, of course. Like, we aren't mad at each other when we lose or something like that. Then we don't practice that much together, to be honest. It's more like talking about the matchup and the game and so on. About the head-to-head record, yeah, he's ahead. Like, some months ago it was really worse for me. Maybe I won like 30% of the time, so 20 to 30. Now it's kind of even. It's 50-50 in practice, and well, I lost 2-3 on the BWC, so it was kind of close. Yeah, it has gotten better lately. But well, his CBT is I think his best matchup, and probably I would say one of the 3 best CBTs in Europe, if not the best. So yeah, having an even record against him it's okay.
So going into IEM Singapore and before that BWC, like you said, there weren't that many Terrans. Do you see that as kind of a trend going forward? I mean, why are Terrans doing so badly?
I'm not really sure. Like, it's true that there weren't too many Terrans there, but in Korea I think most of them forfeited the qualifier to play another tournament. Then for this tournament, I'm not really sure why. Well, in the Korean qualifier, not Terran qualified, neither in Europe, but most of the top players did play them, so I guess they just lost. As for if it's a growing trend, I'm not really sure. Like, I think in GSL there are 2 Terrans, I think in top 4. That's not too bad. I don't know. It's true that there are few Terrans in top tournaments compared to other races, but at the same time there are Terrans who are winning and beating top players. So I can't really blame it on the race when people is winning. Maybe it's just at this moment it's harder to play, but I don't think it's necessarily weaker.
All right, let's talk about the balance of Wings of Liberty. Dustin Browder recently said that there's going to be a balance patch, and they released a Antigua Shipyard 1.5.3 balance. Have you read the notes?
I think that Seeker Missile is no longer an upgrade, and Infestor...
Fungal can't hit Psionic.
Yeah, well, I haven't tested, but yeah, I would like to play it, but the changes are in the right way for me. Like, if anyone asks me if there's anything imbalanced in the game, I would say that when the Zerg has a lot of Infestor, it's really hard because it feels like a big Infestor army counters everything, or that's the impression I get when I play against Zerg. So now that Fungal doesn't affect Ghosts, I think it will be much easier to EMP them and snipe them in the late game. So I think we will definitely see a lot more Ghost play in late game. So I want to test it, but I kind of like the changes.
All right, let's talk about Heart of the Swarm. So recently they removed the Warhound, and Terran, doesn't really have too much new stuff. They have the Hellbat, they have the cool Reaper change, they have the Widow Mine, but Protoss has all this cool stuff, Mothership Core, Oracle, and Zerg obviously has the Viper and the Swarm Host. Do you think Terran needs more tools coming into Heart of the Swarm?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I haven't played a single game yet on Heart of the Swarm because I've been having a lot of Wings of Liberty tournaments. But yeah, I think it would be good to have a lot of options and so on. I think that adds fun to the game, but I'm not really sure. Until I play the game, I can't really know if it's how the new things for Terran play and so on. I just can't know.
Okay, so last words, closing statements. Do you have any shout-outs to your sponsors?
Yeah, I would like to thank my team, Karont3Lucifron, for bringing me here to play the Open Bracket. And its sponsors, my sponsors, Versus Gamers and Ozone. And just shout-outs to everyone who watched the tournament. I hope I can do better next week on IPL 5.
All right, this is Joe Wong signing off.